Low, 3 miles.
That's not good. Yeah, when you hear the traffic alert go off, that's bad. Good morning, KTR Nation. This is Stevie Fast Jackson, Up in the Air, Episode 3, with you at 12,000 feet, 12,000 feet over Alabama. Off the ground in Georgia, we are on our way to Tulsa for Midwest Pro Mod Racing, Midwest Drag Racing Series. We got some exciting stuff to cover on this episode number 3 of Up in the Air with Stevie Fast. For you aviation nerds, we'll give you an in-flight weather report. We are smoking down the river at about 200 mile an hour over Birmingham, Alabama. Altimeter's 3007. Got about a 2-knot headwind, 8-knot crosswind, 220 degrees. We're flying a heading at 293 degrees. Smoking along about 13 gallons an hour, running pretty good. And it's a clear day. We got a base cloud layer about 1,200 feet that's spotty. Other than that, it's really smooth. It's an awesome flying day. I did a little testing this week, ran mediocre, and we are on the way to see if we can make some ground in the points with our J&A Service Pro Mod. We have a doubleheader in Tulsa this week. We are testing tomorrow. Actually, we're testing today. It's Wednesday. Whew. We're testing in like 3 hours, 4 hours. We're going to test a legal card today. We are going to run the vet tomorrow. Qualifying, I think, starts tomorrow night. We got 2 races this week. And then it's going to finish up on Saturday. And then we're going to smoke towards Texas. Huge action-packed Grudge racing week with the Shadow. Bubba Stanton locked in 10 p.m. Monday night.
Contact message. On 120.3, they'll get you on course here just a minute.
20.3, quick airport, 3578.
They should be handing me off at some point, I would think. I'm still on Atlanta. That's how many controllers Atlanta has. I'm already past Birmingham by about 40 miles, and I'm still on Atlanta. Bubba Stanton locked in Monday night, 10 p.m. Frankie Taylor locked in Tuesday, Q2. Grudge race with the Pez Jones camp on Tuesday. If you guys want to bring some cookies to Texas, it is going to be awesome. We have, let's talk about what we got coming up. Huge announcement. All right, I'm going to go ahead and drop it. We're going to do, I got 4 or 5 Q&A right after this that are pretty good. We're going to go ahead and drop it. November.
Say that frequency again for Brickyard 3578, please.
Yeah, it's 120.8.
The suspense. November 19th and the 20th, we will be at the Freedom Factory with Cleetus McFarland competing in the 2.4 hours of LeMullets. If you guys have seen the Capital One beer growing contest, I'm going to do everything I can to get a mullet grown in the next month. So like month and a half. I'm wide open on it. My partner, Lyle Barnett, me and him are teaming up with to try to take on like 42 other drivers. I want to thank TBM Brakes and Motion Raceworks for sponsoring our vehicle. If you guys have never watched the 2.4 hour of LeMullet, it is a spectacular event. I've been trying to get down to the Freedom Factory, and Cleetus has been trying to get us to the Freedom Factory for almost 2 years to come mess around. Our schedules just haven't worked. I'm going to go down there. We're going to spend a week. I'm going to probably destroy everything that man has. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. I'm going to bring my own tools of devastation, and we're going to have a good time. Me and Lyle's Crown Vic, we get a 10-pound nitrous bottle. It's 2.4 hours. We got to swap drivers, and there's some absolute star power drivers in on this thing. I am excited. We have a strategy. I can't reveal the strategy yet. But me and
120.8.
me and Lyle have a strategy, and we are coming for the cheese. And we probably won't have a car that runs by the end of it, but I guarantee you we're going to have the most fun of anybody there. So that's awesome. November 19th and 20th, Freedom Factory. I want to thank Cleetus McFarland here at 1320 for inviting us. It's going to be a show. We're going to get a couple Q&As. I got a couple good questions on the channel. There's actually a bunch, but I'm trying to make this shorter to where it's not just me spending time with you guys, flying 1,000,000 miles across the country. So we're going to try to keep her short, sweet, and tight. Let's see. Nat Cam 1080S Q&A. How do you make flames spit out of the pipes when you're backing up? It seems like I only see it with the Shadow, not the NHRA car. Because the NHRA car has a little infant children's roots blower that they will allow us to run. So it's idling on about 0.6 of a gallon of fuel. And it doesn't make any power. It only makes about 2,800 horsepower. Ooh, there's a nuclear plant. Anytime you're flying and you're like flying over a nuclear plant.
Therefore, 6 good. I got to add a couple fixes in your route to get you around the military airspace when you're ready.
There's the military airspace. Ready to copy 8046 Juliet.
46 good. Clear to Tulsa via direct shoot. That's Charlie, Hotel, Oscar Kilo, direct Hamilton, Hotel Alpha Bravo, direct.
Clear Chook, Hotel Alpha Bravo, direct 8046 Juliet. Thank you. I told you I'm not supposed to be flying over the nuclear base. Let's do some flight plan routing. Oops. Oh. Sorry, pause for not getting shot down by F-16. Right turn, Clyde. Like a heading of 312. Yeah, we probably don't want to fly that. Alright, back to my damn fuel. The question was, why is the NHRA car not shoot flames when I'm backing up out of the exhaust pipes, and why the Shadow does? So NHRA children's entry-level roots blower, 2,800 horsepower, no fuel. We call it the pterodactyl light. That's what Billy calls it.
Canyon 76 on Yankee Alpha Atlanta. Good morning. Meridian altimeter 3001.
The Shadow has what we call the He-Rota. It's the full pterodactyl. Because it has manpower, and because it makes about 4,000 horsepower, and because Bubba Stanton is going to see in about a week why it's called the He-Rotor, when I put that 220 on his ass in Dallas, it idles on about 1.2 gallons an hour of fuel. The thing makes like 3 or 4 or 5 pounds of boost at idle. That's why it sounds all mean and pissed off all the time. So it's got a bunch of fuel in it to keep it cool so it doesn't get hot and blow up. And the EGTs get hot enough in the burnout because it's got man horsepower that when you're backing up, the EGTs actually light some of the fuel that's coming out, especially when I activate the trans brake and get the timing down real low when it's going through the launch retard curve. So I wish I could make it shoot flames out all the time. I asked Phil if I can put like some kerosene or something on board and like try to get some more smoky flames, but he will not let me do anything fun. Proud to be a bracket racer. Wants to know when I'm going fuel car racing. I want to go fuel car racing. I just need some cheese. So somebody that out there that enjoys the channel, send me about 10 million, and I'll show you the quickest way to get rid of it. I actually called Phil this week. I was driving.
9256 on Mike Atlanta Center, Montgomery altimeter 3003.
I was bored. I said, Phil, I need a clapped out top fuel car.
46 Juliet, contact Memphis Center 120.8.
120.8, 8046 Juliet, thank you. Maybe they were going to be swapping us off. Morning, Memphis Center, Banana 8046 Juliet with you, 12000.
Alright, 04 Center, the Tupelo altimeter 3001.
3001, AJ 46 Juliet. I told Phil, I said, find me a clapped out, raggedy old bootleg fuel car that like I can get, and then we'll go run it. I want to put like a torque converter in it, put like a screwblower on it, a 5-speed or something, and go out there and show these guys how to race. But he says we have no cheese and no bueno on that, but I'm working on it. Do not give up on the fueling car. This is a pretty good question. Greg Simon loves videos. Thank you. He wants to know, do you think flying makes you a better race car driver, or does race car driver make you a better pilot? I think they go hand in hand. It's like anything in life. It's all attention to detail and focus. I struggle with focus, which is why I drag race and don't run the roundy round stuff. Plus, I just destroy all the roundy round guys. Beat them by like, I don't know, laps and laps, however they score that stuff. But I do struggle a lot with focus. Attention to detail, I have no problem with that. Like, I can notice, you'll notice, like, a lot of people that are good at flying, that are good at something that's meticulous, has an extreme attention to detail, and it comes natural, and it's kind of weird. I notice things, like I can walk by your race car and see things that will fall off of it, or are falling off of it, or don't look right. And I just have always had that knack of recognizing situations and things that need adjustment. And I think it benefits the flying. Flying in ominous weather conditions and through complicated airspace definitely hones a set of patience, skill set that you can't get in the race car. And racing it definitely hones I don't have time to calculate this decision. It has to be reaction. It has to be right now or you die. And I think that benefits the flying. So I would say they equally scratch each other's back. I think I'm a better pilot because I drive a Pro Mod at 250 miles an hour, and I think I'm a better race car driver because I fly airplanes at 250 miles an hour. So I'd say that a hand-in-hand deal. Old Chihuahua 0978. Love your confidence. Never seen others get under your skin. I don't let anybody get under my skin. My motto is, if you don't show up in my office on Monday, help me pay an invoice, you're not going to get me riled up. You may make me go beat you, but that's going to be about it. I wish I had that ability. Any tips? You just got to have thick skin and not really care what people think. It's hard. I mean, we all say that we don't care what anybody else thinks, but we all really do. But you just got to get some thick skin. And I've always said I can show you better than I can tell you. And if something really gets under my skin, if somebody really pisses me off, you'll know it, because I will devise a way to crush them at whatever they're good at. I don't care what it is. I still have the name of whoever stole. There's a kid that stole my lunch money in kindergarten. Back then, lunch was $1.25 for the week. That tells you how old I am. I'm still going to get him. I haven't yet, but my plan is almost complete. So if there's something, if you really get under my skin, I'm not going to talk about you. I'm not going to give you relevance by talking about you. But I'm going to figure out what you're good at and beat you at it. I don't care if it's building ladders. I'm going to start a ladder company and build a better ladder than you. So that's pretty much that answer. In a nutshell, you can interpret that how you want to. Mouth the
435, Mount 8387.
Let's get a little monitor action. I hate it when airspace is that quiet. Makes me think you miss a handoff. Get Memphis on the monitor. Yardbird. I wish I had some Yardbird. I'm starving. I want some Chick-fil-A. Ah! Yeah, I think definitely just broke the camera. Wonder if I got warranty on this thing. Yardbird wants to know who mounted the plane flying across the top screen. Matt puts all kind of cool shit like that on there, and I thought it was pretty cool. Halfway through the thing, I was thinking something was wrong with it, and I was like, oh, it took me halfway through editing the video to realize what it was. I was like, why is that going? But he was leaving Charlotte and smoking towards God's country, the land of milk and honey, Augusta. Josh Hailie wants to know, thank you for the compliment. Why do I run an MSD power grid with the Hailie Dominator EFI box? What tuning advantages do you gain from running both together instead of letting the EFI box control everything? The Hailie EFI box, the Dominator box, Terminator, anything you want to put on there does a wonderful job of controlling everything. The only reason I run the grid with it is interface, and I like the grid, and I like the interface between me and the management stuff. It's just 100% personal opinion. I like the timing graph. I very much understand the donkey, the drop, the shelf, the the Bermuda Triangle, and the Promised Land. If you haven't seen, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to Google MSD Power Management with Stevie Fast. And it's just user interface. I tell everyone, when you're picking components for your car, do not buy what someone wants to sell you. Buy what works for you and what you're comfortable racing. And that's pretty much just that simple. Chase Gallagher, topic for the next one. When and how'd you get into flying? How difficult is it to learn? It's something you've always been interested in doing, but it's kind of intimidating. It's very intimidating. I like things that can kill me, and that's the things that are fun for me. We're reaching Chook. We're changing heading on Smoke on down the river. In that few minutes to flight time. I've always wanted to fly. My dad took me up on a wings.
All right, Tango Lima, top stretch, maintain 4,000.
My dad took me up on a wings test flight. I don't know if they do it anymore, but pilots will volunteer and take kids up for a flight. I went up when I was a kid. I'm thinking 6 or 7 years old, and I was hooked. I wanted to be a fighter pilot then. We didn't have any money, so I wanted to fly, but we were dirt poor and couldn't do it. So it kind of shelved it. But I've always had an interest in flying. When COVID hit and our race schedule got shelved, and they started mandating that I had to wear a mask to fly commercial, I decided. I got into it with a flight attendant about wearing a mask.
November 5898, Victor, contact Memphis, Center 135.87.
Got into it. This is the early days of COVID. I got into a flight with a flight attendant because my mask was down over my nose. She was kind of condescending the way she talked to me. So I just decided I'm going to not fly commercial anymore. I'm going to figure out a way to do this. I left the airport in Augusta when I landed.
Number 5898, Victor, contact Memphis, Center 135.87.
Drove straight to Thompson McDuffie. I Googled flight school, found out that Thompson McDuffie, which is the airport close to my house, had a flight instruction program. Drove there. I walked in and said, Sonia's sitting at the desk, and one of my best friends now, Peter, who's a flight instructor there, is standing behind the counter. I walked in and said, I'm here to fly the airplane. And they're looking at me like I'm crazy. I was like, yep. I said, I hear y'all got some planes. I want to learn how to fly one. And they started asking me some questions. And they're like, what do you know about it? I was like, I don't know anything about it. I said, I know that they go pretty fast. I said, I can ride the heck out of a motorcycle. I can race cars. I'm not scared of anything. And, if you'll, show me how to do it once, I can do it. And they're all laughing and stuff. And in my stupidity, I'm thinking, I'm going to just, fly this thing one time and do it. Well, we go out there and look at the plane, and I'm like, holy crap. Now, this is a Cessna 172, which is a decently basic airplane, but it doesn't matter what kind of airplane it is. It's freaking hard. It's very intimidating. I look at all this stuff, and Peter's explaining all this crap to me, and I'm nodding my head like I got it. And, when I left there, I was like, well, this isn't going to be for me. There's no way that, in 20 years I could figure this out. But I'm hard-headed, so I went home, and I started reading on the internet. I called
46 Juliet, let me direct you a little bit further on this heading for the lowest. Direct to Ichabie of India, Charlie, Alpha, Victor, Yankee, then direct Tulsa.
Clear direct Ichabie, and then Tulsa, right there, 46 Juliet. Thank you. Sorry, little extra additional routing. Where the heck is that at? I'm going to have to find that bad boy. Let's put that after.
November 5898, Victor, contact Memphis, Center 135.87.
They are flying some smoky F-16s. Ooh, there's a lot of them, and they are hauling ass. Hell yeah. Anybody that flies the F-16 or some smoky hot rod fighter jet, if y'all just let me fly that thing, I just want to drop the hammer on it until I completely pass out. And then you can fly it.
3004.
Just show me, I know where the gas is because I've seen Top Gun. I want to floor it full afterburner, full boogie. I want to pull up until I go to sleep, and then y'all can fly or throw up over the windshield. Anyways, so I go home.
32825, level 6000.
I go home, and I call Peter, and I was like, all right, I'm ready to go fly this thing.
32825, Memphis, Center Marshall's altimeter 3004.
When are you going to take me up? He's like, all right, we got
004, Cherokee 25.
opening for a lesson here, blah, blah, blah. So I go over there. We get in the plane. He shows me how to do the pre-flight and all this junk. We get in there. I'm like, I got it. I was like, let's go. When we fired that thing up, I was shaking and I was scared. And if y'all don't know, I don't really get scared of anything. We go out there, taxi down the thing, and
November 5898, Victor, Memphis.
I'm thinking that he's going to fly me around and we're going to like go on this little demo flight. We're taxiing to the runway. He looks over at me and tells me, he's like, you're going to take off. I was like, what? I was like, long story short, Peter's goal is to get us taken off and landing as quick as we can. And his reason is that he says, if I have a heart attack, I want you to be able to land and not kill us. We go out there and I try to take off. He was helping me, but I kind of did it the first time. And when you pull back on that yoke and you leave the ground the first time and you can feel the vibration in the engine and the yoke and the rudder pedals and that thing's dancing around, and I did a horrible job, I'm sure. But when it bites you, it's like drag racing.
All right, Tango Lima, contact Memphis Center 132.5.
And that's my aviation bug as soon as I took my first flight, I decided that I was going to be a pilot. Like I was like, okay, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to really do this. It takes most people about a year, 6 months to a year, maybe a little longer, about 45 to 50 hours to get your pilot's license. I did mine in like 3 months, and I soloed, and I was pretty quick. I was pretty adept at it. Once I understood how and why it worked, the science behind it, it wasn't terrible. What I could recommend for you is if you're interested in flying, if you like aviation, if you think it's for you, find you a local flight school, find you a flight instructor that you like. You're going to spend more time with these people than what you realize, and getting a flight instructor that fits you is the biggest thing I could tell you about if you want to go learn to fly. You need to get somebody that you'd go out to a bar with on a Friday night and hang out till 3 o'clock in the morning, and get somebody that's meticulous and cares about your aviation. It's expensive to learn how to do it. It's one of the greatest achievements that I think I've done. I love it. And I'm just getting started. Like, I have like aspirations in retirement years of pursuing career in aviation. I'd love to continue down the road, get my flight instructor. I'm working on my commercial now. I'll have it hopefully in a month or two. And then I want to work on maybe becoming an instructor later in life when I'm not racing, give something back. That's a long answer, and I don't even know if that's what you want.
Here's the call.
I don't even know if that's what you wanted to know. That's a brief story and how I got started. And we'll go through some more cool flying stuff. I have more flying stories than I have racing stories. I have almost killed Peter like 100 times. And a good flight instructor will let you almost kill them because
001 left center to altimeter 3002, Sirius West.
You have to learn you have to experience a mistake to not do it again. Well, flying is like life. It's like racing. It's a series of small mistakes that don't kill you.
001, Corvette, Gaggy, maintain 3,000 killed Gaggy.
I think that's it. 36. Come see us at the Freedom Factory for 2.4 hours of LeMullets. Send in your aviation Q&A. This is once again 10,000 hours too long. I will trim this crap down. We'll be on the ground in Tulsa in 2 hours and 29 minutes, and hopefully we're going to have some success with J&A car. Really looking forward to running our NHRA car in Dallas. Our Bahrain 1 team is hot. We are running good, and I am coming for the cheese. Thanks for spending some time with us. Thank you for watching Up in the Air with Stevie Fast, Episode 3, and we'll see you on the ground.